As every project, we must set our goals in order to know where our journey leads us. For our colony, we decided to keep a clean environment in order to preserve the ecosystem without wasting any supplies and damaging the spaceship. For our research purpose, we decided to colonize Venus's upper atmosphere by building flying cities 55 kilometers above the ground.
The central point of our entire project is represented by our inhabitants, meaning that each and every part of it is focused on their well-being. Because we want it to be a strong and safe colony, as many scientists and researchers have stated before, the minimum number ought to be 10,000. We are going to lift it out with no more than 40,000 people who are going to be divided in 3 big groups, each of them living on a different ring. Of course, this project is accessible to everyone, but those who really want it will have to be severely tested. The colony is led by a commander with the help of a leadership council. The later one is formed of well-prepared people, each of them being the head of a certain institution. All the existing institutions are going to cover all the most important, even vital needs of our colony. Administrative services take care of the estate, the domestic transport, the justice, the security, and the population maintenance. All the aspects mentioned have to be dealt with seriousness, as they determine the base of the pyramid, which determines the proper life and functioning on the ship. The interesting fact is that our colony is going to have a courthouse which will have full competence in solving any dispute on the ship. The research branch is of vital importance, as we want to observe how certain materials behave when being exposed to that huge amount of heat and radiation. Moreover, we are going to check whether water or chemical substances found on Venus are suitable for usage. From the point of view of the economy and finances, the form of remuneration for the services rendered and for the products made will consist in points accumulated on a card, which is going to work as an electronic wallet. The institution will deal with the unitary distribution of points in the initial phase. Afterwards, everybody has to work for gaining them. As unusual as it may seem, we are not only going to have defense in the exterior, but on the interior, meaning that our computers, and more important, our considerable database, is going to be definitely protected by our well-prepared personnel. Interspatial communication refers to the connection our colony is going to have with Earth, and not only. There is going to be a permanent radio signal tracking system, which is going to determine whether there are entities capable of communication, such as other expedition or similar ships. Besides the many aspects they may vary within the ship, the most important one is the state of health of the colony. Consequently, we are going to have medical buildings on each ring, and the biggest one is going to be naturally on the middle one. As we want our patients to be treated devotedly, we created an ambulatory elevator, which is going to connect the 3 clinics from the 3 rings. It is going to be equipped with a CT scanner and an X-ray machine. The films taken in there are going to be sent straight to the ER of the hospital, where doctors are going to be prepared to what they have. Considering that money is our main resource, we believe that the education has to provide complete preparation of any personnel required for the proper functioning and development of the ship. From this point of view, the ship will be in disposal of kindergarten up to university for those who want to continue their studies. Education does not only mean tests and exams, but spirituality as well. At the beginning of the project, we consider that the state of relaxation and the culture are paramount to the well-being of the staff during the expedition. Thus, there are all types of space on the ship, from places to worship to sport fields.
The spaceship itself consists out of 3 main components: 9 rings, linkage channels, and 1 central cylinder. There are 3 types of rings. Each ring from each category constructs a set of rings. The set of rings will connect through the linkage channels with the central cylinder. The linkage channels are used for transportation and junction. But the central cylinder is made out of 3 components: the simple segments, which are for bindings, the linkage channels, which are at the extremities, and the docking segments, which created the connection between the outside and the inside of the spaceship. The exterior of the spaceship is covered in solar panels. The rings on the inside, the central cylinder has the function to simulate the gravity. The gravity will be different on each set of rings. The interior rings, which have the inhabitable area, will have the approximately same value as the one on Earth. The middle rings, which have the industry and which doesn't require that much effort, will have less gravitational acceleration. And the exterior rings, which have the most vast area, will have the agriculture and the livestock grazing, and due to the fact that it has 3 floors, it will have a maximum and a minimum value. The interior design of the spaceship will consist out of parks and playgrounds and green walls, which have a beneficial psychological effect on the humans. The houses themselves will be built out of shipping containers, which have different colors and sizes and shapes, and which will have a pleasant ambient, which will construct a pleasant ambient. The houses itself will have smart furniture design as the interior design. The smart furniture is a concept which revolves around the fact that we combine more types of furniture into one, because we have a limited amount of space. And also the houses will also have a carbon footprint tracker, which will help us reduce the CO2 levels, but not in a way that will harm the plants.
The ecosystem and space protection chapter is very important because living on Earth is 100 times more permissive than living in space on a settlement. To control all the things that we are using and reusing on the settlement, we think that it's a must to construct a special company called, in our case, RMA, the Resource Management Agency. The agency firstly wants to create a strong communication system so that a problem can easily be found and we can find the solution very fast. The main priorities of the company are water, the quality of air, and the food. In the picture are shown the sectors that could have a bad impact for the life on the settlement. For example, we are showing you how the wastewater treatment is working. Okay. The last chapter is the management of risk. When you're going in the space with 40,000 people, you do take some risks. That's why we are thinking that it's a priority to build a company that applies rules and plans vital for the people. An agency will take care all the time about the safety of the people, and the plans will be constructed like in the model behind me. Some plans will already be prepared for the well-known risks like fire, fuel loss, and impact with asteroids and meteorites. We take an example. For example, when the settlement is colliding with an asteroid or meteorite, the risk is to lose pressure and, of course, the human lives. For this, we use special emergency equipment, and we hope that the problem will have a solution. In the picture, okay. We also have a few steps for giving solutions, and I think this is the end.
We are grateful